Hello, Kim. Oh, we're going to turn that down. Hold on a second. Radka, Debbie, Lori, Georgita, Kathy, Nis, Giovanni. Did you pronounce it Giovanni? Stephanie, Beverly, Diana, Susan, Samantha, Kim, well, Jordan, Ellie, Elise, Lars, Honey, Lisa, Gunter, Live Foot Get Tube. Oob. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for the super chat, Samantha. Robert, Rose, Angela, Louise, Terry, Kelly I. Wells. Welcome, everyone. Sorry if I missed anybody so far. Salty H2O. Sheila, Charmaine, Donna, Andrea, Cindy, Donna, Robert, Lisa Kelly, Jennifer Slate. Hello, Colorado. Boss Fan 8. Cat. KK from Nevada. Hold on 1 second. I mean to block the camera there, but got to turn on the external monitor. My eyesight sucks. It's one of those lovely things that get with getting older. Terry X, Tiger, Denise. There we go. How's everyone doing today? Lisa, everyone? Austin, Texas, popcorn. Yeah. It seems like a Vegas chick. It just seems like, as the years have gone by, my vision has gotten just progressively worse. And, I think it was probably about 15 years ago. I got my first pair of reading glasses, and then reading glasses turned into prescription glasses, and then to bifocals and trifocals, and yeah. Jen K from Utah, welcome. Heidi, Sister Mary Elephant, Faithful One, welcome. Robert Poston, Patty, ASMR, Beth, Diana, Vivian. Welcome, everybody. Becca May Porter. There you go. Oh, Crazy Nurse Granny. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. How's the weather where everybody else is today? It's raining here. It was a lovely day yesterday. I got out and actually got to get some yard work done that I put off. Then the winter came. And how do you do super chat? Down below, just below where your comment line is, there's a smiley face for emojis, and then there should be a square box with a $sign in it. So sorry to hear this. Okay. I'm obsessed with the Watts case and love the videos. You DC, thank you. Warm. Finally, Robert. Beautiful there, Diana, in Pennsylvania. 63 in Kentucky. It's not bad. 70 in SoCal. I was down there about a week ago. Well, 411, you are a great person. Thank you. And my name is Will. So, Lee Riggs, raining here in Sydney, Australia. I got to chat with a gentleman this morning from Queensland, New Queensland. I was on another group talking with YouTube creators this morning, and we were talking about some of the upcoming changes to. They call it improvements. YouTube does. Cloudy in Austin, dreary here, but at least Watts lives. Chris, what? It's dreary here, but at least no rain or snow in Ohio. Okay. I live close to where Chris Watts lives, North Thornton. I'll be back in Wisconsin this coming June. Kathy, you're from Wisconsin? I'll be in the, Prescott, and I'll also be in the Hastings, Minnesota area. Yes, Jen, I am. Susan K. Sar, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Lovely in London today. North Glen, Colorado. Milwaukee. I don't know if I'm gonna. Hi, Karen. I'm not going. I don't know if I'm gonna get up to Milwaukee this time around. I have friends I'm going to meet up, or they're coming up from. I'm trying to remember the name of the town. They live in a small farming community just over the border in Ohio, and they're coming up to meet me in Prescott, and then we're going back down to Ohio. We're going to be every year I travel around the U.S. and I watch minor league baseball games. Hey, Clem. Heidi from Kansas. Bugsy Freebury. Love your channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. Where am I from? Lisa. I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, but I lived in Prescott, Wisconsin. I lived in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. And you are absolutely right. There is nothing to do in Prescott except for fish. Not much to do around there. But to me, I'd rather cast a line out into the St. Croix or the Mississippi there and do nothing. And even if I don't catch a fish, just relax. It's so relaxing to me. That and to sit around and be able to talk and visit with the family. Do you cover a topic? No, Andrea. This is just an open question, question and answer forum. If you have a question, ask it, and I'll try to understand. It does move pretty fast, but if I can catch the question, I will answer it, or at least I'll try to. Eden Prairie, Minnesota. I have family in Eden Prairie. Really pretty there. Well, that's two in here from Wisconsin roots. Small world. It is, Kathy. I've actually met quite a few people through the live chats and through my channel who are actually from the area. I'm from the Prescott area, and I've met quite a few people from the Minneapolis area. Do I deer hunt? Patty cakes? Yes. where I live now. I live in Washington State now. I don't live there in Wisconsin, but out here in Washington State, I do. Just logged on, Chris Wattswill. What's up? Nothing new about Christopher Watts. He's been removed from the suicide watch, back in his cell, staring at the walls. Nobody's reading him bedtime stories. Nobody's tucking him in at night. And they're going to keep on bothering him the rest of his life. I was born and raised in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That's cool. Oh. Will, do you think NK will be arrested anytime soon? No. Paula, she's been totally cleared. From according to the the state police, the CBI, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the Frederick Police Department, and the FBI, there is no criminal charges for them to actually file against her. Is the case officially closed? The Watts case is officially closed as far as the state of Colorado is concerned. Yes, the case is closed. Is there going to be ongoing litigation? Yes. He's being sued civilly by the Ruszczyk family, and they're gonna win that easily, and they're gonna get their part. $100,000 is what he filed for, and he'll get that, or get a large portion of it. And the house will go up for sale next month at auction, and then there's going to be ongoing litigation with other groups of creditors. They're going to sue him. He will not go from Wisconsin there to Colorado to stand, for the civil trials. His attorney will, appear in person for him on the civil issues. It may Vegas chick. I hadn't heard that the auction had been postponed. Well, they may. I mean, they're not going to foreclose on it because they've agreed with the Ruszczyk family not to foreclose on the home, since they know that there is no viable way anybody will pay the mortgage payments. Auction in July. Yeah. The police they've got to figure out something. They're the Frederick Police Department, because according to the neighbor who was on channel, I think it was ABC5 affiliate, he's still seeing 6 to 8 people stopping at the house and taking photographs each week. Oh, your father is the CEO of Harley Davidson in Milwaukee. He drives the 4 hours back home to every weekend. That's a long drive. I've been to the factory there, toured it. Never owned a Harley. I heard Scott Reish YouTube channel reported auction was postponed until July. I like Scott. I don't have any problems with Scott and what he does. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Cajun Kevin. They already have the. Now I might get this wrong, but I believe it's called Murder Inc. is the name of the website. They do macabre tours, and the Watts home is on their tour right now. Hey, Louise, have I ever been to Texas? Yes. Yes, sweetheart. I have been to Texas several times. I've got good friends who live just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I try to get down and see them once or twice a year. But it's kind of hard now because my friend she's currently going through chemo treatment, and she's not up to traveling around all that much. I wanted to go see them this year, but the two of them have decided that they want to do a vacation with their children instead. So I won't be going down there this year. Bugsy, that they were. It's all a game. When what you may have perceived as being nice to him, they were nice to him and buddy with him because they wanted him to continue to talk. And if they would have came at him, any kind of other way, he would have clammed up and just stopped talking. I've never been no, Louise. I've never seen the blue bonnets in the hill country. No, I haven't. Thank you. What's up? I appreciate the prayers for her. Hey, Deborah, how you doing today? Deborah Kaiser. Yeah. Well, the way that they asked the questions, I had an issue with it too, but I did some looking into it, and it's actually something that detectives are actually trained on. They It may sound like they were leading him towards a certain area, and then he went with it, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to get more information out of him on the actual uh, events. I mean, and there are quite a few things that he said that just not true. He's never going to tell the entire truth, and he may not even be able to. Being a pathological liar, he may not in his own mind know what the truth is anymore. Why is there such a huge gap in the ages of your children? Change of life, baby? No. Elise Nelson, my wife is a breast cancer survivor, and we had our first child. And they told her basically, after our daughter was born, that she would most likely never be able to have a second child. And fast forward, we didn't have any more children, so we kind of just got used to it. And before my son was born, she was actually scheduled to have a complete hysterectomy. But when she went in that day to have that done, um, she had a temperature, and they said, we can't do it because you have a temperature, and with the anesthesia, ologist didn't want to give her, any medication because she may have a cold, and risk anything else. So she went home, and then she started feeling ill, and shortly, I think it was like the week after that or something like that. And when she went back, they said that they did the routine tests and stuff like that, prepping her for surgery again, and then they found out that she was pregnant. So 19 years between the two. We call him my son Taco. Now she thought she was gaining weight because her and her friend they would every other Friday when they got paid. They would walk to it's like a block away from their work. They would walk to a it's a like a local taco restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and that she thought she was eating too many tacos and gaining weight from it. Turns out she was pregnant. Um, yeah, Kathy, I'm happy that she's cancer free right now. Knock on wood. But Wow. Lars, I'll definitely look into that. Definitely look into that, Lars. That's horrifying. 77 children, or mostly children. Wow. Hey, Amy. Sue Soul Sister. Um, okay. Any discussion on what Watts did immediately after disposing of the family member and when coworkers showed up? Uh, he, I don't know the exact events. I don't know how long after he had disposed of the two children and finished burying Shannon did his coworkers show up, but it wasn't too long afterwards. I know that because he was still at the site and he most likely had planned on leaving when the coworkers showed up. I will. I love your channel, but only my second time catching it live. Happy to be here. Thank you, Amy. I'm glad you're here too. At will. Did you ask a question, Soul Sister? How will? Two questions. One, do you know from your source if the CBI plans to go talk to Chris again? Two, is there any non-disclosure? Any is there a non-disclosed autopsy report that shows the girls had broken bones? Donna Marie. All right. First question: does the CBI plan to go back to talk to Chris again? Yes, they do have plans to talk to him again at a later date. It's always was planned to. Oh, sorry. Um, it was always planned to go back and talk to him again if they want to. They don't have anything set right now to go back and talk to him. Is there a non-disclosed autopsy report that shows that the girls had broken bones? Donna Marie, there is a large portion of the actual autopsy report that is sealed. It's part of the 209 pages, along with the photographs and additional documentation from the burial sites and stuff like that. That has to do with all of it: the pathology, the hematology, toxicology reports, and the autopsy reports are all sealed, and they're sealed because of the Ruszczyk family wanted them sealed and never to be released. And so, yes, there is more to the autopsy reports. What has been released is only part of the. I think it's like page 1, 2 of each one of the reports, or 1 and 4. Well, it's the beginning part of it, the initial, and then the actual ending page of each one. But there is definitely a lot more to the actual autopsies, and hematology, toxicology, and forensic reports and photographs of each and every one of the girls and of Shanann. That's all sealed permanently from the family. I've seen a lot of people ask how they can get a hold of all that information. Well, you'd have to fight the Ruszczyk family to get a hold of it. I hope that answers your question. More than one way to skin a snake. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up about going back. If you think a little with the lies, think a little with the lies, you have a fill in the blanks. If you go back enough, we can see the real story through his BS. This is true. Karen, that is a very valid question. I don't think he realized that they were going to release the audio of their, and their talk, but I'm sure that he would though, because it gives him something, some kind of an escape from his mundane life that he's going to have to live, day in, day out. And he wants to be the center of attention because that feeds into his narcissistic personality. It's me. Welcome. Glad you could make it. Lovely lipstick. We're doing as good as we can. I mean, we're all in good health. My son decided that it would be fun to climb to the top of the. Um, we bought this house and it had a huge wooden like a playhouse thing, jungle gym kind of thing in the backyard. He climbed up to the second level and then decided that it'd be fun to jump off. So he skinned up his knee pretty good. Mommy was not happy. She kind of lost it. Oh, thank you, Louise. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. Just curious, do you ride a motorcycle? If so, what kind? Mindy, no, I don't ride a motorcycle. I have one. It's a Norton motorcycle, but it's in pieces and it has been. It's like a project that I started on, I want to say 10 years ago. I bought it at a auction. I took it apart, started cleaning all the pieces, and I was going to put it back together and rebuild it, and then ride it. But it's still sitting in a cardboard box on the shelf for the most part. Live footage tube. There's 177 in here. Yeah, well, it's not as popular as right now as opposed to when I had my wife on. We had 312 in that live stream. People got a kick out of her. I still get messages on the Facebook group at least once a week, that she should start her own channel. She has no real interest in it. Did anyone else see that the second car leave as soon as the truck left? Who was that? I haven't heard anything about that in the morning. When he took the bodies to the site, I don't know. I would have to actually go back and watch the video again. I mean, I know that the neighbor across the way, goes to the gym early in the morning. Thank you, lovely lipstick. She is a sweet, sweet wife. Did Chris really call any hospital or hotel looking for his family? No, not that I'm aware of. He acted for the when he did the press conference. I'm guessing you're asking about that. As far as I know, I don't think he called anybody because he knew exactly where they were. Why would he want to? And if he did, he just did it for show. Will Old School Glass would like to know if you have any topics that are off limits in your discussions, not personal, but cases. No. Did I miss that question? And if so, I'm sorry, Old School Glass. No, there's not real. There's certain personal things I won't talk about, but no, there's nothing really off limits. He did, but the police realized he dialed a number but hung up. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. Norton, good bikes. My youngest daughter raced dirt bikes and was awesome. Cat in the Hat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. She is. I'm a very lucky man, and it does not go by You know, I know I'm a very lucky man to have her around. If anybody else has ever had a loved one or spouse, mainly who has gone through cancer treatment, you know just how devastating it is to you. I mean, I fought right along with her, and it'll change your life in a heartbeat. What do you think about the word he used, "we," when they went to the prison to talk to him? When Tammy asked him something, and he said, "We," I don't know, Sue. I would have to actually, go back and listen to it again to see what the context was of why he would say "we." I think a lot of what he did, and what he said, I think he's been talking to people within the actual prison itself. Oh, Paul, I'm sorry about your husband. And it does. Welcome. Am I not seeing his question? Oh, oh, thank you for the super chat, Mindy. Bella Michelle, Jersey girl. Welcome. Boss fan 8. Do I think he had an accomplice? No, I do not think he had an accomplice. I do not. And like I tried to point out in the video about where I talked about family annihilators, they you can't talk these people into what they do. You can talk them out of it either. He spent so much time leading up to that he built this up in his mind as the only way to he saw it as the only way to escape what was going on. As wrong as it is, but that's all he never could have filed for a divorce, and he may have told Nicole that he was going to file for a divorce, but that was just to lead her on. My cousin Christopher has stage 2 cancer and only has a few years younger than me. I'm sorry, Michelle. 'Salamander, Colorado. Good afternoon. How's it going? It's going good. I can't complain. Yesterday, where I live, it was I think it got up to about 57, 58 degrees. It was a nice day. I got to wear shorts. Yay for shorts instead of dressing up in 10 different layers to survive. Got to get out and play golf. It was a good day. 70 in Atlanta. Yeah, Dave, I don't understand why a lot of people do it, exploit cases for their own good. I've never asked anybody to subscribe to my channel. I've never, said, "Hey, hit that thumbs up, like this video, click that bell icon to be notified." I mean, I make these videos mainly for myself and for you to enjoy. But I have to make them first for myself. If I'm not going to enjoy the content that I'm making, there's no reason to do it. People will exploit it, and there is if we really could, if we could get the money out of it, out of YouTube, it would be great. But then again, at the same time, I couldn't continue to make the content because I still have to pay for all this stuff. None of it's free. 48 in Maine, Tina. So my best friend is from Old Town. I think that's the name of it. Yeah. Mindy, most disturbing besides Christopher Watts of the killers that I have studied, the ones that Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. There is a lot about John Wayne Gacy that nobody out there really truly understood. And he very, very well may have had a lot more victims than what is body count wise because he didn't just bury them all underneath the floorboard, crawl space of his house. And if you ever want to read about someone who he just gives me the heebie-jeebies just to think about him. But Dahmer is definitely up there. 45 and reigning. Sue Soul Sister. Yeah. You're not looking forward to the heat, Tammy? Where do you live, Tammy? Tammy, whatever. Does it get really hot there? I live in a semi-desert, in 100, 109. That's normal. Ted Bundy was a charmer. Old Town is nice, pretty far from me. I'm about 30 minutes from the capital, Augusta. Yeah. I think that's the name of the town that he grew up in. It was Old Town. Phoenix. Bet it gets pretty hot there in Phoenix then, huh? Ed Gein. Yeah, but Ed Gein, he was mentally screwed. Ed didn't know what he was doing. He was one sick puppy. Oh, really, Louise? He's got another one, huh? Well, he's going to play it until, if it's another case like the Watts case, he's going to keep on playing it. Me too. It's 70, 365 days a year. My grandparents moved from Wisconsin to not Phoenix, Tucson. I used to go down when I was younger. I used to go down and see them, but they've both since passed. I liked it down there. It was the first time I had ever been anywhere in my entire life. When the first time I went there to visit them, I could walk out into the backyard and I could pick an orange or a grapefruit right off the tree and eat it. I thought that, a little kid, but I always thought that was the strangest thing. Wow, is that where fruit comes from? You don't make the connection in your your kid mind. Mom goes to the store and buys it. Well, here it is growing on an actual tree. Go Cowboys! I came. You came to Tucson, Will? Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a little kid, Karen. I think I was probably 7 or 8. First time I've been there. They, but my both my godparents lived there, and they've both since passed on. That was quite a few years ago. Big case down in Tucson, Arizona, from San Antonio, Texas. Having issues getting you on Padon? Patreon? I don't understand that. What that is, Tina? Oh, you were born and raised in that area? Come to East, to New York City or New Jersey? Well, not this year, but next year I will be. I'll be going back there to the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. Russell Williams. Wow, yeah, you're right, Bella Michelle. He's scary, but yeah, I try to get back there to the Hall of Fame, and I've got friends who live in upstate New York. They're kind of, I don't try to think the nicest way to describe them. Free spirits. I guess that'd be the best way to describe them. And another sicko murderer. He is authentic Andre. Welcome. Glad you could make it today. Ted Bennett case has been done to earth. Pardon the pun. Oh, but there are too many documentaries that shows on him. Yeah, one of the best documentaries ever done on serial killers in America was done by the A&E network. They did one on a series on I think it was like 8 or 9 different serial killers in America. I have the box set somewhere. Curious if the alarm system company can track if the system was Deb Thomas. Cat. Curious if the alarm system company can track if the system was turned off on the type of monitor at the Watts house. They don't have a security system. It's a doorbell video camera. That's all it is, and it sends the information to the cloud. Could they track to see if it was actually turned on or off? There's As far as I know, the only way to turn off the system would be to physically take it apart. Would be the only way to turn it off. You'd have to remove its power source. As far as I know, I mean there could be other ways, but I don't know why would they want to turn it off? Because they didn't want it to monitor what he was doing. I mean, from where the doorbell is, in my video, I tried to show it only showed a certain portion of the driveway, and where he parked his truck to load the bodies into the truck, he would have been out of the view of that camera anyways, because he was all the way over to the right of in the driveway. Keep on hitting this. I'm sorry about that. Bumping into the microphone. I have it too close. Anyone see Rebecca's post today on why Shannon looked at her phone before entering the house and why? No, Kat, I don't know who that is. Was she looking at photos of her children on her phone? Okay. I don't know. And I didn't pay that. I mean, I've watched the video probably a dozen times, but I didn't actually pay attention to what she was doing as she, pulled her suitcase along and then stopped, paused, obviously out of camera, waved. Her friend says she waved goodbye to her, and then she went inside. Madeline McCain. It's I have Deborah Green. I have Madeline's case written down on here on my cards. I'm sorry about the noise. Yeah, it's like the fourth card down. I moved to the U.S. to Ottawa, thinking how safe it was, and then Russell Williams was arrested. As for as many cases that are out there of people who do nasty things, kill others or hurt other people, you have to remember that they're a very small minority of the entire population of people here in the U.S. and in the world. Sam Tato, I subscribed a few minutes ago. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. The smiley face killers. I'll look into it. Write it down. After every live stream, I come back and I take notes, and then if I miss someone's question, I do try to come back and answer them. Everyone with the love for one. Well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. I did see Clem. I read something about that, but I haven't had a chance to get into it too much. I'm currently working on like three other cases right now. Cat in a Hat. Will, I have a question. Okay, Sue, did you ask it? Let me scroll up and see if I missed it. I'm sorry if I did. Sue Dumas. Do you pronounce it Sue? Do you pronounce your last name Dumas? Okay. Sue, what was the point of the Christopher Watts interview? They wanted him to tell the detectives in his own words why he did it, how he did it, and to try to learn from what he did. It's just the same reason why they interview everyone. I mean, they interviewed Charles Manson. They interview, John Wayne Gacy, the serial killers. So the more we learn from them, these killers, and why they do it, what motivates them, we hope to learn, and then eventually it filters down to psychologists and psychotherapists and stuff like that, so we can actually recognize, these behaviors and be able to head them off before they actually, snap and kill their families or hurt somebody else. I will look into the Yosemite killer. I actually ran across that case the other day, but I will look into that. Hey, Will, I'm from Utah. Sure, enjoy talking with your wife. She's smart, funny, and beautiful. Thank you, Cat. Caddyshack. I think it was. Yeah, she is. She's working on her um, master's in psychology right now. She's in the other room writing her. They had finals this last week, and then this week she has two more classes left this week, and then she gets a whole week off before she next semester. 2000 South Hill killer, Spokane, Washington. There's another killer in Spokane, Tiger. Wow. I'm surprised anybody lives in Spokane and wants to stay there. It's the dumping ground for so many. I won't get into it. It's snowing. But I'll look into that Tiger Prayers, 2000 South Hill killer in Spokane. I go to Spokane quite a bit. Why did Chris Watts take a dump by the bodies? I saw him eat his burger and earwax in the police interrogation room when he thought no one was watching. Okay, that I didn't see that part, but then again, I wasn't paying that close attention to him. Why did he do it? I don't know. Only he would be able to answer that one. Spokane has bad vibes. Cat in a hat, yeah. I mean, it's very pretty up there. I have a lot of friends in the area, and I'm part of a group that started in the Spokane area. But Spokane, for the longest time, has been the dumping ground for child predators in and anywhere else in the U.S. They've dumped more of them there than anywhere else from all over. And I couldn't ever live there, but I go there quite a few times a year to see my friends. Weird, horrible stuff happens here, but other places as well. This is true, Julie. I don't want to bash on the place too much, but Carrie Ann, you're very right. Spokane is very beautiful, and I own property just over the state over the state line. In eventually someday I'll probably end up retiring to the up in that area to the northern panhandle area of Idaho. Very pretty. I sent a link to your Facebook message, Frosty Skaggs. Okay. Rose, a lot of it had to do with their liberal policies and the same reason why, what was it, Live PD was they were filming in Spokane with the Spokane Police Department, and then they the upper brass in the police department decided they didn't want Live PD filming in Spokane anymore because it made them look bad. Really? I mean, it makes other areas of the U.S. look bad as well. Do I have a Facebook? Totally, Trish. Yeah, 411 now is the Facebook group. Facebook, Twitter. I don't have. I closed the um, Pinterest and um, Instagram. I'm in San Diego. Washington is one of my dream states to live. The weather, trees, and love the rain. Authentic Audra, authentic Audra. I do not miss San Diego. Not at all. I went to boot camp there, MCRD. I couldn't. What was it? They called it the Santa Ana Winds. It was like standing outside in front of a flamethrower. Cali ruined Washington, Reindeer, Washington. Oh, yeah. Well, in a lot of ways, the the property values here are going up and up and up, and they're forcing so many people out. Clem, earwax, the new pizza topping. Ew. Robin Lane, 22 level graduations of evils. Jeffrey Dahmer was ranked 22 of the most evil. Sam, no, I am not in law enforcement. I have quite a few friends, family members who are in all forms of law enforcement, though. Frisco, Frisco is nice. Last time I was in San Francisco, I stayed in Chinatown, the Holiday Inn in Chinatown. Well, I was right next to Chinatown. I live next country over in Orange County, but I want to move to San Diego. Yeah, I mean it's nice there if you want to. Sam, I will like to be a cop. Yeah, back to what I was saying about finish one thought here and stop reading. San Diego is a nice area. Uh, I for it just that's just me that I didn't enjoy the heat, to that extreme. I thought that was bad. I was like, oh, this is awful. This place is terrible. I would never want to live here. And then I got to go to Kuwait, and then I really realized just what heat was. So it wasn't for me. I'm not a big fan of it. But hey, I mean, it's very, very nice. I mean, it's close. And if you like to go over to Tijuana, very convenient. Michelle, your father is a retired detective, captain of the police. He stays on the force for 35 years. On my 35th birthday, he retired. Well, tell your father thank you very much for his service. And I appreciate that, for the 35 years that he put in. Have I ever faithful one? Have I ever been to Myrtle Beach? No, I wish I mean, I really want to go there. I want to go to see the golf course there. Did you serve in Vietnam? Frosty, I'm not old enough for Vietnam. I was born in 1970. Yeah, I don't know about young Cajun. Cajun Kevin. I'm a good guy. That is true. Thank you, Louise. I try to be, do the best I can. 1970, you're a baby, Will. Thank you. Cat in the Hat. I've been to Myrtle Beach. It's beautiful there. I want to go. I want to go see and play the golf course. But I hear it's a little on the expensive side. Israel Keys, yeah. I will look into it. It's been suggested to me several times, but I will definitely look into it. What if a person dreams about $3.15, $30, and two $10 bills? What does that mean to you? Sherry A? I don't know. You're who is a staff sergeant in the Air Force? Your pops was or is Danielle? Thank him for his service, though. Born 1971, good time to grow up in. Vegas chick. Greenhouse homestead. I graduated high school in 1975. I didn't have much of a choice when I was born. Really, right? Does any of us? 1976, 79 here. Have you been everywhere in the U.S.? It seems at least a little bit of every place. Well, I mean, I travel the U.S. Pretty extensively the entire month of June, from the 1st of June to the end of June every year. That's all I do is I travel the U.S. Watching minor league baseball teams play. And growing up, I've lived in quite a few different places. After my father passed away, my mother worked for the U.S. government, and we bounced around as she'd be, she worked for the Department of Energy. So we would be here, in one state for 6 months, and here in another place for, another state for a year, 2 years. We never knew how long we were going to be in any one place. The Dynasty Kit Kat 1956 here. You think you're the dinosaur in the room? Um, I don't know if Willis is here or not. He almost never says anything, but if he is, he's got you beat. He was born 1948. Dangerous Criminals. Thank you for stopping by. Born in 56. Class of 85. Thank you, Jen. Clem, 69, and you feel old. I'm so old. Oh, your dad was a sergeant in the Air Force? Well, thank him for his service. I used to live on the Isle of Palms. W. Zen. Was nothing like the Watts case. It's exciting and the limits horrificness. Yeah, it's true. 54 on the dinosaur. Byron Smith. I haven't researched it, the case, so I'm sorry. I can't really comment on it. I don't know if Salty is still around. Salty H2O. But yeah, I was looking into the Rachel Hurley case. It piqued my interest. It's been 30 years, I think it has been, or 20 years. I have to. I don't have my notes in front of me. My notebook is in the other room. So I was on. I was live streaming with some more people in another group today. Hey there, Salty. Yeah, Rachel Hurley. It's been 30 years, right? Hi from Seattle, Monica. I will be in Seattle, Washington next weekend. 29. Going up to Seattle. We have one of my wife's great good friends lives in West Seattle, and then I will be in the Seattle Federal Way area after that. You have family in Tacoma? I lived in Tacoma when I was in high school. I lived near Tacoma Mall, and I drove all the way across town, and I went to high school at Stadium High School. I wish a fellow crime channel, True Crime Loser, would go live. Do you know that? Oh yeah, I know. Um, Dangerous Criminals. I don't know him personally, but if you go to the my main page here on YouTube, over on the right hand side, there is a list of channels that I like and that I subscribe to, and I'm a subscriber to True Crime Loser. I think it's funny. I love the way he mixes in comedy along with what he does. I'm sorry, Soul Sister. 1 8 month old. Wow. Tammy, my wife does not have a YouTube channel. She was on the one live stream with me here, and a lot of people asked her, to do one. And through the Facebook group and through Twitter, I'm still getting messages, at least once a week, if not more. People asking, if she would ever consider doing her own channel, making her own channel. She doesn't really have any interest in it, and she has a pretty full life the way it is now. She works full time, like I do, but then on top of that, she's also working on her master's degree in psychology, which takes up a large chunk of her time. And then we have a 2-year-old who, and if you're a parent, of any children at all, when they're that age, they are a full time job in themselves, just trying to stop them from hurting themselves. But no, she does not have a channel. If she did, I would share it in a heartbeat. I don't know what she would probably do it about. Um, I used to live in Othello, Washington. Othello's pretty, isn't it, Gary? I like Othello. I used to take my daughter up there to Othello area. It was just outside of Othello, but she used to when she was in Campfire Kid. We used to take her up there and to a camp. Will I do Evelyn? Will I do a collaboration with True Crime Loser? Yeah, sure, I would do it. I've never asked him. He's never asked me. I, you know, I I keep on planning these to do these collaborations with certain channels, and we get almost to the point where we're getting ready to do it. We pick a date, and everything all together, and then it just falls apart. But I've got a couple that are in the works. One with another channel, another true crime channel. But we'll see if it ever works out. Oh, I know. 17th, 18th, and 17th. Hello from Arizona, Desert Witch. Welcome. His impersonations. Yeah, I love that. Because I'm a truth teller. Because I'm a truth teller. I mean, his channel blown up. I started watching it. I think there was, I want to say maybe 11,000. I think he's got over 14,000. It's like 3,000 new subscribers in the last like month. And it was because of someone here who told me about I guess he gave me a shout out or something like that on his channel. True Crime Liver is so funny. Love it. Yeah. 14 Dangerous Minds, Dangerous Criminals, 14K. And we're both at over 14,000 now, but he's only been doing it for a short period of time. I think what, a couple of months. He's been doing videos, but I wish him all the success in the world. I don't know him personally. I don't know. I'm not even sure what his real name is, to tell you the truth. I've been told 4 or 5 different things of what his name is. Yep, I came to you because of True Crime Loser. Thank you. Dangerous Criminals. Hello from Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Thank you for the Christopher Watts updates. You're welcome. Vancouver Island, British Columbia. I have to get back up that way. I haven't been up there. I think the last time, what was that? I think it was 1990 was last time I was up in that area. Yeah, well, Tina, that I've been told that his name, that is his name, Scott Sharp, or Sheep or whatever, and that he's a comedian, professional comedian. I know that he's mentioned a couple of times that he did a comedy on a naval ship, and he's mentioned a couple other things like that in passing in his videos. But I'll have to look him up. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to hit. Well, regardless, he's funny. I like the way he does his channel too. It's nothing overproduced. It's oh, what does TCL mean, Sam? It stands for True Crime Loser. That's the name of his channel that we're talking about. Dangerous Minds. It isn't there? No, it's TLC, isn't it? Is the TV channel? See, when I see TCL, I think of a laboratory, like medical lab. There, there's like three of them that I know of that have those initials, TCL. Does your wife has some help cleaning, babysitting? That's a lot for one person to deal with. Well, me, I'm the one who mainly cleans the house. I'm very I don't want to use this word, but everybody says that I'm very anal about cleaning, and I like everything in a neat, orderly fashion. And I have my adult daughter. She's 21, and she lives here. She helps do the dishes and clean and watch after her brother. I mean, we work together, as a whole to get everything done. I saw a Nissan GTR in Fredericksburg, Virginia a few weeks ago. A Nissan GTR. Sam, there's a gentleman that I watch on YouTube, I subscribe to, um, Norby um, Auto, I think is the name of the channel. I would it's like Norb Norby Auto, but yeah, he did a rebuild of a GTR. He bought it from a auction, and it had front end damage, and he went through and rebuilt the entire front end of that GTR. Very special cars. Yeah, love your channel. Thank you. In what case do you think NK was involved? Maureen, I think that she was involved to a point. Uh, was she involved to the point where she committed a criminal act? I don't know. I know that the state of Colorado, the CBI, and the Frederick Police Department and the FBI have all cleared her criminally, but I don't know if she was definitely involved to a point. Do I think she talked him into this? No. Do I think that she forced him into it? Some of her actions may have actually pushed him in this direction because I think the one of the final straws that sent him into this decision, I guess you could say it, was she even in her statements at the police department when she was talking with them, she said that she wanted to back up and take it slow, and she wanted him to, after the divorce, to spend some time figuring out who he was. I think if she really did say something like that to him, it would have come to him as he was losing control of everything that he knew and everything that was safe to him. So here he is cheating on his wife with this coworker, and now he has planned out and he's doing everything for her, and now she's putting the brakes on the relationship and saying, "Whoa!" And if she really did say that, that would have definitely pushed him to that point, in that direction. But is that a criminal act? No, you can't criminally, the green lighter in the truck was Nicole's. What lighter? Back up and take it slow. From what? Yeah, she was encouraging him subtly. Do you think NK and Jim have done this before? And so, using Christopher Watts? No, I don't think that they've done it before. I don't think Jim is the kind of person that would be involved in any of this. And from what I've read about him, I I don't I'm serious. I don't know about this lighter, this green lighter, or any lighter in the inventory. I have the complete inventory sheet of the contents of the vehicle. I do not know of any lighter that was found in the vehicle. I don't sister Mary Elephant. I don't know if she smoked cigarettes or not. I know Chris didn't. But if there was a lighter, it could have been overlooked and not listed. There are some things that didn't obviously weren't listed on the inventory sheet. They well, are they listed as garbage, trash? Who's Jim? Jim is Nicole's Kissinger's friend. Hey Will, love your videos. You have a smoothing voice. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I don't think so though. I've uh, I've had people describe my voice and the way I talk as raspy, nasally. Eh, a radio voice. True story. Jen, I was a DJ on a radio channel in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, when I was in high school. I used to do it was midnight to 3 a.m. shift. Very short. Lived time on the radio. NK is a liar and a puppet master. Check Let Zaz Girls video on NK. Pretty good. You do have a calming voice. Love listening to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. I'm still learning all this, though. I've only been at this 8 months now. I think I've done pretty good so far. In the 8 months that I've been at this. The first videos I put up, I got no views, zero, for like months, and I was like, oh well, somebody will eventually watch it, right? Nope. I spent the very first video I put up. I s- I probably spent like $12 making that video, and I didn't know any of the ins and outs of YouTube. Dangerous criminals. Do you think we'll hear soon about the death of Christopher Watts? No, no. I mean, a lot of people are hoping that he'll kill himself or somebody else will kill him, but no. No, I have a feeling he's going to live a long life in the penitentiary. No, thank you, Liz. I tried to. I missed the question there. I don't know what. Who had Hmm. I missed the rest of the question. I don't know if Alice. I don't really know if he is himself in prison. Thank you, Sue, soul sister. You know, just like all the other cases that I've done, the Christopher Watts case was suggested to me by someone within the community. It was actually a comment about. I think it was. All right. So they had that. I think it was in Pennsylvania for some reason. I'm deaf. I may be wrong there, but I did a series of videos on the duck boat that sank, and the tragic loss of the life of that entire family. And someone had commented there, like, instead of focusing on this tragedy of the loss of all these family members, why don't you look at something that's even bigger? Here's this guy whose family is missing in Colorado, and they said, look into the Christopher Watts disappearance of his family. That's how I get. I don't pick these topics, and I don't pick who I do. I mean, I've got a stack. All these cards are cases that you, the viewers, have suggested, and I look into them. What you mean? I think Christopher Watts' marriage-loving father gig was also fake. And he was destined to be in prison. Cat in the Hat? Hmm. Yeah. Prison very well may be the right place for Christopher Watts. I mean, as opposed to, well, I think they should have had the death penalty for him, but they left it up to the family and they didn't want that. Halliburton. Shanann worked for Halliburton. Not Shannon, but Nicole. Nicole Kissinger. Sorry. Nicole worked for Halliburton. Carly Goose is the next main case. That's why Christopher Watts kind of planned to be caught. See, that's the thing, Robin. 17ism is these people who these family annihilators. They build up in their mind that they need to rid themselves of the family, that the family is suffering, and that they need to end their suffering before they become just like them. And they build this up over and over again in their minds, and they plan out days, weeks, months, years, and in a couple of cases, a decade in advance of the entire thing. But they never really give much thought into after what to do after the actual release of and killing the family. They just don't do it. Do you think Christopher Watts has more story to tell for one? Sister Mary Elephant. Do I think he has more to tell? Mm, he does. I mean, I just don't know if there's more that he's going to tell us that's truthful. So, yeah. Allie C. Thank God for Nicole Atkins. We could all use a friend like that. Unfortunately, she, the I wish Shanann would have listened to her, earlier on, and just walked away from the marriage with the kids and stayed in, North Carolina. But she didn't. But we could all use a friend like Nicole. Oh, Atkins was on him. Denise, yeah. Her son too. That's it's part of his narcissistic personality. Is he wants the attention. He wants the spotlight on him. Sandy Mack, an introvert to a large extent. Mike, yeah, he he didn't plan on getting caught, but he had to know eventually. He knew that they eventually would find the two girls in the tanks. He knew that from his work there. He knew just about once a year they would come in, and just doing routine maintenance. They would replace the seals on the tanks from the big door that they actually had to unbolt to take the girls out. But he knew that those rubber seals had to be replaced. So they would drain the tanks down and they would find them within a year at the most. He knew that. He didn't leave the sheet in the Robin. The sheet in the field was got blown away from where he actually buried Shanann. It's I can't say like distance. It was a good a little bit of ways away. It blew. It was over to if you're standing at where Shanann was buried, facing this way, it would have been over to the right of where he was. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an hour and a half that I've been going here. I'm going to have to end this soon here. Nikki, do you think he planned to blow up the oil field? He planned on hurting himself. He made some comments to that he was going to do that, but I don't know how he had planned on doing it, or if he really was going to follow through with it, or if it was more of an idea that came to him later on. I don't think he thought really that far ahead. Oh, but a little bit Lou, the blanket of CC was video in the house after event. Saw the video on another channel, another I don't know. What do you think, Trent Bolt? You think he is looking for attention, or he knew him? No, he didn't know him. I don't think Trent ever met him. I think he was looking for his 15 minutes of fame. That's what I believe. I can't now. I know that when Trent came out to Inside Edition and said that he had the affair with Christopher Watts, my problem is Trent lied in that interview. He on how he met him, where he met him, how many times they got together and had a sexual relationship. And one of the dates that he told Inside Edition that him and Christopher Watts got together, Chris wasn't even in the state. When you start off, this is how I think of this. When you start off your entire premise based on a lie, How am I or anybody else out there supposed to take anything that you say after that as it actually being factually true? And he lied from the beginning, and everything else is, well, suspect. Did he ever know him? I don't know. I don't think he did. But eventually, I guess Christopher Watt's going to meet his own Trent in prison if he hasn't already. Oh, all right. I'm going to have to end this, ladies and gentlemen. I have to get going. I thank you all for stopping by today, and I appreciate each and every one of you, who gave me a super chat today. I hope you all stay safe out there. Rosemary, glad you could stop by today. Tina, Dave, Colleen, thank you. Now, FYI, I will not be doing a live stream next weekend. I will not be in town. I will be in Seattle. So, like I said, but no live stream next Sunday. Again, everyone, stay safe out there.